Okay, so this video is going to be a little bit different than the stuff I'm used to making on this channel. So far, I've mainly made videos about my writing and my writing journey, and that has been so amazing. But this year, I definitely want to start branching out and doing, different kinds of content about the other things in my life that I love and enjoy. So I'm starting a new series, and it has to do with what I do for a living. I've mentioned here and there in a few vlogs kind of what I do for a living, but I never really got into detail about it. So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time, not too long. I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet, just a little intro into what the series is gonna be about. But I wanted to spend a little bit of time kind of letting you know what it is that I do. Like, what is it exactly that I do for a living? So officially, technically, my title is assistant prop master, but usually when I tell people what I do for a living, I like to say that I'm an on-set props assistant. What does that mean? What are props? What does that mean? Okay, so I'm gonna try to explain this to the best of my ability. Full disclosure, even though I'm technically a professional, I get paid to do this, I'm part of a union, I'm technically, a professional film technician. I'm not an expert. I will never be an expert. I'm not an expert in props. I'm not an expert in film as a whole, in TV as a whole. In production, I'm not an expert in any of that. I'm still very much learning. I'm a forever student. I don't know everything. I might get some things wrong. I'm here to learn. Call me out on it if there's something that I've misrepresented or anything. Let me know. I want to learn, okay? So yeah, that being said, props basically are anything that the character touches or comes in contact with in a scene. So that can be anything from a pen, a piece of paper, a book, a newspaper, a drink, a gun, a banana, anything that they're kind of holding or interacting with. There's a lot of crossover with other departments, especially set deck and costumes. There are certain things where they'll do it or we'll do it or we'll provide it and they'll figure it out, or they provide it but we kind of hold on to it. There's a lot of things that I can go into, but I'm not going to do that now. I'll do more videos in the future kind of going into more detail about certain things and the nitty-gritty of the workflow and all that stuff. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, email them to me, message me on Instagram, whatever you want, and I will do my best to answer them either in a video or in a direct message. So yeah, basically anything that the character touches or interacts with is a prop. So in my experience so far, my role has been to So within the props department, and I'm talking mainly through my experience, which is in film and television, I'm sure that it's different in theater. I don't really have experience in theater props. So, within film and television, you have the prop master who is kind of, is the boss. They're the overseer. They organize things, they manage the budget, they make sure that they get what is needed. They work very closely with the production designer, the director, to figure out the tone and what is needed, what the look is that they want and all that stuff. It's a lot that you have to do as a prop master. I don't know that I'll ever want to have that much responsibility. I don't think that I could handle it. So we have the prop master, and then on set we have usually you have the on-set key and then the assistant, and I am the assistant to the key on set. And the on-set key is basically the boss on set. They run the set. And me as an assistant, I'm kind of, my first prop master really drove home the point of, Diane, you are the center of the universe. You need to know everything about all the props, where they are, when you receive them, who's got them, just everything. I need to know and be aware of all of the information. It sounds like a lot, and it definitely it can get overwhelming, but I do love it. So that being said, me being kind of the center of the universe, my main job is to make sure that we are prepped for each shoot day. I need to make sure that I know that we have all the props, where they are, and that they're organized and ready for each shoot day, each scene. I need to make sure that my key is ready for each shoot day. I need to be a scene ahead, a step ahead at all times. I'm also kind of the liaison between the prop master and the key on set, because often the key will be, busy running the set, and I'll be the one kind of running back and forth between, the office or between departments or whatever it is. I just need to make sure that everything is good, everything is running smoothly, and if our prop master has information that needs to be relayed to the key, usually it comes through me. I'll then relay it to the key. If my key has some concerns or question or whatever that I need to talk to the prop master about or ask about, then I usually will be the one to do that and get that information, and then again relay it back. And that's kind of the whole center of the universe thing. And then when new props come in, I need to organize them and prep them for when they're needed. And then when we're done with the props, I need to inventory them and log them and store them appropriately in an organized, fashion. Now, just to be clear, I don't do any of these things like strictly by myself. I definitely get help when I need it from, my prop master, from my key, from the other assistants on our team. Like we all definitely work together, but generally speaking, these are the things that I am in charge of and that I need to, do on a daily basis. So I hope that made sense. I hope it gave you kind of some general idea of what it is that I do. I'll definitely go into more detail in the future in another video and kind of break things down a little better and explain things better. And I talk so fast and I know I'm forgetting things, but I'll go into detail in another video, okay? For now, I'm gonna talk about the shows that I have worked on. So I have worked on a few independent features and stuff throughout the years, but I'm only gonna go over the productions that I worked on since I joined the union back in 2016. And only the shows that I actually was a full-time like show call 100%. I worked the whole thing. Those are the shows I'm going to talk about. So the first ever show that I got a full-time show call on was Shadowhunters. I worked on season 2 and 3 of Shadowhunters. I was the assistant for all of season 2 and most of season 3. I did key the finale, the 2-hour finale episodes. I did key those 2 episodes, so those are very special to me. So yeah, I worked on Shadowhunters. That was my first ever show. The second show that I worked on was Designated Survivor. I worked on season 3 of Designated Survivor, whatever the latest one is. The third show that I worked on was Suits. I did the final season, the 9th season of Suits. That's where I started working with a whole new props team. And even though it was a rough time for me in my life, I fell in love and I'm so grateful for my new props team. I love them and I owe them a lot. And then the fourth show that I worked on is the Comey Rule. It was a mini series, so it had the feel kind of a feature in the sense that, we had both scripts, we had the whole thing, so we could really prep for everything that we needed. That was my first mini series experience and it was great. I liked it a lot. And so that brings me to right now, and I'm currently working on a show called Why the Last Man, and it's based on a comic book series of the same name, and I'm enjoying it. Okay, now all of that being said, this series is basically just going to involve me watching through all of the episodes of these shows that I've worked on. And I mean, outside of just kind of doing it because I want to reminisce, I'm very nostalgic, I'm also going to be kind of talking about the props, commenting on the props. There are, especially with Shadowhunters, there were things where I'm like, ooh, I messed up. So I'll definitely, be commenting on those. I'll be giving kind of behind the scenes of how we did some of the stuff. Any kind of anecdotes or anything that I can remember from those shoot days. There are certain scenes and shoot days that I can remember. Funny things happening or whatever. Anything that I can remember. I want to comment on it. I want to talk about it. I want to share it. Yeah, that's what this series is going to be. And so I'll be starting chronologically with Shadowhunters, and it's still my favorite show that I've worked on so far. So I'm really excited to rewatch these episodes. If you want to hear about behind the scenes prop stuff, if you want, some anecdotes from set, if you want that kind of thing, then follow along, if you want to, you can subscribe or just, occasionally check in on the channel to see if I've posted any of the videos. I think I'm gonna do the first episode in the next couple weeks, so definitely look out for that. Now, just to be clear, if you're looking for any kind of spilling of tea or set drama or whatever about, any of the actors that I've worked with, you're not gonna get that here. I don't deal in that. That's not what this is about. That's not what this is. That's not what you're gonna get. So, I mean, beyond not wanting to share any drama or whatever, I also just didn't, for the most part, everyone was great. I've loved everyone that I've worked with. It's been either super professional or just super friendly, and it's been great. I haven't had any really, dramatic experiences with actors or anything. So that's not what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna be talking about props and, you know, some behind the scenes stories and stuff, but like good ones, clean, good, wholesome fun. So yeah, let me know if you know of any of these shows, if you've watched any of these shows, if you're a big fan of any of these shows. Let me know if you have any questions about props or what I do, or, you know, anything, any questions that you have, let me know, leave them in the comments below. So thank you so much for watching. I know that this was a little bit disorganized and kind of incoherent at times, but if you got to the end of this video, comment down below, stay gold, because you are golden. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.